I still remember the exact moment I realized my body was screaming low value to every woman in the room. Standing at that networking event, drink in hand, shoulders hunched forward like I was trying to disappear into myself, I watched as people's eyes slid right past me like I was furniture. That night changed everything. Not because someone gave me advice or because I read another bullshit article about power poses. It changed because I finally understood that your body speaks before you ever open your mouth, and most men are fluent in the language of invisibility. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to command attention without saying a word, and more importantly, how to make people feel your presence before they even see you. Your body is having conversations you don't even know about. Right now, as you're watching this, your spine is probably curved, your shoulders are rolling forward, and your breathing is shallow. You think nobody notices these things, but every single person you meet is unconsciously reading these signals and making split-second decisions about your worth. The brutal truth is that humans are still animals, and we judge threats, allies, and mates based on physical presence within milliseconds. You can have the best opener, the smoothest lines, the most interesting stories. None of it matters if your body is whispering, "Please don't notice me," while your mouth is trying to be confident. Picture this. You walk into a coffee shop. Before you've even ordered, the barista has already decided whether you're someone worth remembering. The woman at the corner table has already categorized you as either invisible or intriguing. The guy working on his laptop has already determined whether you're competition or irrelevant. All of this happens in under 3 seconds, and it's entirely based on how you carry yourself through space. Most men move through the world like they're apologizing for existing. Quick, nervous movements, eyes darting around seeking approval, bodies compressed as if trying to take up less room. You've been trained since childhood to be polite, to not impose, to make yourself smaller. But here's what they never told you. The world doesn't reward the polite. It rewards the present. The first thing you need to understand about high-value body language is that it starts with your relationship to gravity. Stand up right now. Feel how your weight sits in your body. Most men carry their weight high. Tension in the shoulders, chest slightly caved, weight on the balls of their feet like they're ready to run. This is prey behavior. You're literally standing like something that expects to be chased. High-value men plant themselves in the earth. Your weight should drop into your heels. Your shoulders should hang from your spine like a coat on a hanger. And your chest should open naturally, not puffed out like a peacock, but expansive like you own the air you're breathing. There's a moment in every interaction where the power dynamic gets established. It happens when you first lock eyes, when you shake hands, when you position yourself in relation to another person. Most men give their power away in these moments without even realizing it. They break eye contact first, they lean in too eagerly, they orient their entire body towards someone like a satellite dish desperate for signal. Watch how high-status men move through space. They don't chase attention. They create gravitational fields that pull attention toward them. When someone speaks to them, they turn their head first. Then their body follows if the person proves worthy of full engagement. It's not arrogance, it's the physical manifestation of a man who knows his attention is valuable. The way you sit tells a story about how you see yourself in the world. Next time you're in public, watch how different men occupy chairs. The insecure ones perch on the edge like they're ready to bolt, knees together, taking up as little space as possible. The overcompensating ones sprawl out aggressively, trying to claim territory through sheer square footage. But watch a truly confident man sit. He owns his space without invading others. His movements are deliberate, unhurried. He sits back in the chair like he plans to stay a while. His body is open but contained, powerful but not threatening. When he gestures, his movements originate from his core, not from nervous energy in his extremities. Your hands are betraying you every second of every day. Watch a nervous man's hands. They're constantly moving, fidgeting, seeking something to do. Touching his face, adjusting his clothes, drumming on surfaces. These micro movements scream insecurity louder than any words could. Your hands should move with intention or not at all. When you're listening, let them rest. When you gesture, make it count. Think of your hands as punctuation marks in the sentence of your body language. Use them to emphasize, not to fill space. The most powerful men I know have this quality of stillness about them. Their hands rest on the table, on their lap, at their sides, completely comfortable with doing nothing. This isn't about being stiff or robotic. It's about eliminating the nervous energy that makes you look like you're auditioning for everyone's approval. Here's something nobody talks about. The way you breathe changes how people perceive your value. Shallow, rapid breathing from your chest signals anxiety to everyone around you, even if they're not consciously aware of it. It raises the pitch of your voice, tenses your shoulders, and creates an aura of stress that's contagious. High-value men breathe from their belly, slow and deep. This isn't some meditation nonsense. It's basic biology. Deep breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which literally changes your body chemistry. Your voice drops, your movements slow, your presence becomes grounded. Try this. Before any important interaction, take 3 breaths so deep that your belly expands. Feel how it changes your entire state. That's the difference between a man who's reactive and a man who's responsive. The most underrated aspect of body language is how you navigate space. Most men move through the world like they're trying not to disturb it. Quick steps, predetermined paths, always yielding to others. You've been programmed to be accommodating, to step aside, to make way. But watch how a man with true confidence moves through a crowded room. He doesn't bulldoze through people, but he also doesn't frantically dodge and weave. He moves at his own pace, charting his own course. When someone's in his path, he makes subtle adjustments without breaking stride. He touches shoulders lightly to signal his presence, not asking permission to exist, but announcing it. His movement has what I call inevitable quality, like a river that knows exactly where it's flowing. Let me paint you a picture of what this looks like in real life. You're at a bar, approaching a group of people. The low-value move is to hover at the periphery, hoping someone notices you and grants you entry. You stand there with your drink clutched to your chest like a shield, shoulders turned slightly away like you're ready to retreat. Your weight shifts from foot to foot, the physical manifestation of should I stay or should I go? Now, picture the high-value approach. You walk up at a measured pace, your drink held low and loose. You position yourself at a slight angle to the group, interested but not desperate. Your shoulders are square, your weight evenly distributed. You don't wait for permission to speak. You wait for a natural break in conversation and then contribute something valuable. Your body says, I belong here, before your mouth says anything at all. The secret that transformed my presence more than anything else was understanding the concept of space ownership. Every environment you enter has invisible territories, and most men unconsciously position themselves in the low-status zones. They lean against walls, hover near exits, occupy the edges of rooms. They pick seats that face away from the action, tables in corners, spots where they can observe but not be observed. High-value body language means positioning yourself in the center of energy. Not necessarily the geometric center of the room, but the psychological center. Sit where you can see and be seen. Stand where your presence is felt. Move through spaces like you're meant to be there because, and here's the kicker, you are. Your walk is your signature. It's the first thing people see from a distance, and the last thing they remember as you leave. Most men have forgotten how to walk like men. They shuffle, they hurry, they dart. Their steps are short and quick, their arms barely swing, their eyes focus on the ground 3 feet ahead. This is the walk of someone who's afraid of taking up time and space. A high-value walk has rhythm and purpose. Your heel strikes the ground first, rolling through to your toe. Your arms swing naturally from your shoulders, not from your elbows. Your gaze is level, taking in the world at eye height. You're not strutting like you're on a runway. You're moving like a man who knows where he's going and isn't worried about when he'll get there. The moment you shake someone's hand, You're either building value or bleeding it. Most handshakes are forgettable. Limp offerings that feel like holding a dead fish, or overcompensating bone crushers that scream insecurity. A high-value handshake is firm but not aggressive, lasting exactly as long as it needs to and not a second more. Your hand approaches at a slight downward angle, web-to-web contact, with your fingers wrapping around their hand like you mean it. But here's what separates average from exceptional: the microsecond before release. Most men let go abruptly or linger awkwardly. High-value men have this subtle squeeze and release that signals the end of the gesture without making it feel like rejection. It's the physical equivalent of a period at the end of a confident sentence. Eye contact is where most men reveal their deepest insecurities. They either avoid it entirely, darting their eyes around like trapped animals, or they overdo it with serial killer intensity. Real eye contact isn't about staring, it's about presence. When you look at someone, you're not just pointing your eyes in their direction. You're allowing them to exist in your awareness. The difference is palpable. High-value eye contact has weight to it. You look at people like you're actually seeing them, not just checking if they're looking at you. When you break eye contact, you do it slowly, deliberately, usually with a slight turn of your head, rather than just flicking your eyes away. This communicates that you're choosing to shift your attention, not fleeing from theirs. There's a phenomenon I call the anxiety tell that instantly reveals a man's internal state. It shows up in the shoulders and neck. When you're unconsciously stressed or seeking approval, your shoulders creep up toward your ears and your neck tenses forward. You literally look like you're bracing for impact. This posture triggers a primal response in others. They sense your fear and either dismiss you or become predatory. The antidote is simple but requires constant awareness. Imagine a string attached to the crown of your head, gently pulling you upward. Your shoulders drop, your neck lengthens, your chin naturally tucks slightly. Suddenly you look like a man who's comfortable in his own skin rather than wearing it like an ill-fitting suit. Most men don't realize their face is constantly broadcasting their neediness. Watch yourself in reflective surfaces throughout the day. You'll catch yourself with this expression of vague concern, eyebrows slightly raised, mouth partially open, like you're perpetually asking, "Is this okay? Am I doing this right?" This is the face of a man seeking validation, and everyone can read it. High-value facial expression is neutral but alive. Your face at rest should look like you're having a mildly interesting thought, not like you're worried about everyone's opinion. Your jaw is relaxed but closed, your eyes are calm but present. Your expression says, "I'm here, I'm engaged, but I'm not performing for you." The way you interact with objects reveals your relationship with the physical world. Insecure men handle things tentatively. They pick up their drink like it might explode. They open doors like they're asking permission. They set things down with unnecessary care. Everything becomes a performance of, "Look how considerate I am." Men with genuine confidence handle objects with casual competence. They pick up their coffee cup without looking. They open doors with economy of motion. They interact with the physical world like they trust it and it trusts them. This extends to how you handle your phone, your keys, your wallet. These aren't precious artifacts requiring delicate attention. They're tools that serve you. Here's a truth that will transform how you show up. High-value body language is fundamentally about refusing to perform. Most men are constantly putting on a show, trying to look confident, trying to seem interesting, trying to appear valuable. But this trying is exactly what destroys your presence. Real confidence is the absence of performance. It's being so comfortable with who you are that you don't need to advertise it. Your body naturally assumes positions of power because that's your default state, not because you're posing. You move through the world like you have nothing to prove and internalize this, you don't. The ultimate test of your body language happens in moments of conflict or tension. When someone challenges you verbally, when you're rejected, when things don't go your way, that's when your true physical presence reveals itself. Low-value men either shrink or puff up. They step back or step forward aggressively. Their voice gets higher or artificially lower. They break eye contact or lock into a stare down. High-value men do something entirely different. They become more still. Their breathing deepens, their movements slow. Their voice drops not from effort but from centeredness. They create space for the tension without trying to escape it or escalate it. Their body says, I can handle this without having to prove they can handle it. The transformation happens in micro moments that nobody else notices but everyone feels. It's the half-second pause before you respond to a question, communicating that your words have weight. It's the way you turn your whole body to face someone when they've earned your full attention, making them feel like the only person in the room. It's how you lean back slightly when someone leans in too aggressively, maintaining your space without retreating. These aren't techniques you practice in front of a mirror. They're the natural expressions of a man who has internalized his own value so deeply that his body can't help but reflect it. Women notice body language before anything else because they've been evolutionarily wired to assess threats and opportunities through physical cues. When you walk past a woman, she's not consciously cataloging your posture, gesture patterns, and spatial awareness, but her subconscious is running a complex algorithm that determines whether you're worth a second look. The men who get noticed aren't the ones trying to get noticed. They're the ones whose bodies are having a different conversation entirely. Their physical presence says, I'm complete with or without your attention. And paradoxically, that's exactly what makes them magnetic. There's a moment in every man's journey when he stops inhabiting his body like a renter and starts owning it like it's his ancestral home. You realize that every gesture you've been making has been a request for permission. Permission to be seen, to be heard, to take up space, to matter. High-value body language is the physical declaration that you're done asking. You sit in chairs like they were built for you. You stand in rooms like you chose to be there. You move through crowds like Moses parting the Red Sea, not through force but through sheer presence. Your body stops being something you drag around and starts being the vehicle through which you express your inherent worth. The paradox that breaks most men's brains is this. The more you try to demonstrate high value through your body language, the more you reveal its absence. It's like trying to be cool. The effort itself is what makes you uncool. Real presence can't be performed because it comes from a deeper place than conscious thought. It comes from truly believing at a cellular level that you have as much right to exist powerfully in this world as anyone else. When that belief takes root, your shoulders drop, not because you remember to relax them, but because there's nothing left to defend against. Your breathing deepens not because you're doing breathing exercises, but because you're no longer suffocating yourself with anxiety. Here's what nobody tells you about commanding presence. It's not about domination, it's about integration. Most men are either predators or prey in their body language, always attacking or defending. But high-value men have integrated both energies. They can be soft without being weak, strong without being aggressive. Watch a martial arts master move. There's power in the relaxation, readiness in the calm. Your body language should have the same quality of relaxed readiness. You're not coiled to strike or braced for impact. You're simply present, available to respond to whatever life brings with appropriate energy. The final piece that pulls everything together is understanding that your body language isn't just communicating to others, it's communicating to you. Every time you slouch, you're telling yourself you're not worth standing tall for. Every time you avoid eye contact, you're reinforcing that you're not worthy of being seen. Every nervous gesture is a vote for your own inadequacy. But when you start moving through the world with intentional presence, when you sit like a king, walk like you own the ground beneath your feet, and look people in the eye like you have every right to, something shifts inside you. The external changes create internal changes. You start believing your own body language, and that belief makes it real. You can't fake presence, but you can grow into it. Start tomorrow morning. Before you check your phone, before you rush into your day, stand in front of a mirror and practice existing without apology. Feel your feet on the ground. Let your shoulders find their natural position. Breathe like you have all the time in the world. Then carry that feeling into your first interaction. Don't perform confidence, just refuse to perform insecurity. Watch how people respond differently when your body stops asking for permission. Notice how conversations shift when you're not physically begging for approval. Feel how your entire life changes when you finally stop moving through the world like you're trespassing and start moving like you belong. The brutal truth is that your body has been telling the story of your limitations for years. Every rejection, every missed opportunity, every time you felt invisible, your body was complicit in creating those outcomes. But here's the beautiful flip side. Your body can just as easily tell the story of your power. Not the fake power of domination or aggression, but the real power of a man who knows his worth and doesn't need anyone else to confirm it. You don't become high value by learning body language tricks. You become high value by deciding you've always been valuable and letting your body catch up to that truth.